Hi, and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my friend Sheryl with us from My Get Action Group. Hey, Sheryl, welcome to the show today.
Hi, Kevin. Nice to see you. Thanks again.
So Sheryl, I actually come on the show today. We want to talk about SEO. And as a small business owner, when I first started, I didn't understand SEO at all. And then when I started to understand it, I got to admit I was naive. I'd meet someone like you. Sheryl, can you help me with SEO? If you type in the word networking, I want to be number one. You can do that overnight, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, no, not really. Um, SEO has a lot of moving parts. Um, if you want to be found for networking Lowell, Massachusetts, that's a better bite to make for you.
No?
If you want to go international, of course, we can help you do that too, depending on your budget, right? Everything depends on how much, where we want to work and how much money we have to spend on getting our advertising into those places we want to work in. Um, Much like real estate agents, right? A real estate agent comes to me and says, I want to be found for realtor. No, well, okay, yeah, that's a great goal if you have $1 million, because you're going to be going up against Century 21, all of those kind of places. Like yourself, you're going to be going up against the BNIs, the international
Yeah.
companies that are out there. But if you want networking in your community, that's where we want to start. We want to get you in your local community. Frequently, still business owners don't really understand. You have to go and claim your local listing. And even if you claimed it like a year ago or 2 years ago, go and reread it, because sometimes Google changes stuff without telling you. And you
Yeah.
have to make sure it's still accurate,
Yeah.
right?
Unfortunately.
Right? So, and sometimes Google will flag something that it sees as a difference and it doesn't know what to do with it, because over here you say you're this and over here you say you're this, and they're trying to connect it. And if you haven't given them a way to connect it, you're not going to get the results that you want. So there are a lot of different things that we do on the actual website and off page of the website. So making sure you claim your local listing or update your local listing. Make sure your profiles and your local listings, wherever you have them, Google and everywhere else, make sure that they all use the same keywords and they describe you the same way, because that is going to make Google think that you're the expert in your field. So my job is to make Google believe you're the expert in your field, so that they will then serve you up when someone's searching for you.
So I got one more question off of that. One of
Yep,
the things I see people struggle with, Sheryl, is we don't know what keywords we should be trying for. Where I'm
that's
like,
the
hey,
trick.
when I think about my business, the word networking comes up, but people might be looking for, online events. Now that I'm online, I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I'm showing up if someone types in online events and not necessarily networking events. So if I don't know what words I should be hunting for, that can get me in trouble too, right?
Correct. Yes, that's where most of our work comes from upfront. We call that our upfront work. We look at all of your competitors. We actually do searches and we find through, we have tools that we use besides Google, but we have a lot of tools that we use, and we do keyword research. We make sure that the keywords that you want to use are going to get you the traction that you want. Sometimes it's one word, most of the time it's a phrase. We try, the shorter the phrase, usually the better, because it's easier. But long phrases, long tails, we call them, can be very helpful. And some people do search that way. So to focus on your niche is key. So for yourself, local networking, online networking, um, online event networking, online events. Um, that's where we would start to test that. And just like everybody else, every ad that runs out there, that's a perfect ad, right? Coca-Cola runs ads. The first ad they run might not be that great, but
Sure.
then they get better,
Yep.
right? Or now we see that they're telling stories, but they always use the same keywords to draw your emotion
Yeah.
out, right? So they're a little bit different of a tactic. But local marketing, that is a doable thing. That is a very doable thing, even for the do-it-yourselfer. I don't recommend the keyword research do-it-yourselfer, because
Yep.
that's where you really want someone who understands what the search engines are doing and looking for, and why they change their algorithms when they do.
Cheryl, so one more follow-up question. I find that local business owners in general, we're impatient, Cheryl. So
Yes.
we hire a firm and, well, Cheryl, I hired you today, July 19th, it's July 22nd, and I'm not on page one yet. It takes
Right.
time. Right? It's not as simple, okay, I'm just gonna do this SEO thing and magic happens and all of a sudden I'm on page one. Doesn't
Yeah.
work that way, right?
It doesn't work that way. If it does work that way, it's a miracle, right? It's one of those once in a lifetime things. Um, it takes about 3 months to start seeing traction, and about 6 months before you
Hmm.
really start to flow. One of the reasons why when we bring on a client, we try to get them to commit to at least 6 months of activity, because we want them to see progress. We want them to see results, not just the progress phase, right? We actually want to start making their phone ring. So to us, we're not doing our job completely unless your phone's ringing, right? There's something we haven't done to make people contact you. So we're somewhat unique in our industry because we think of our job as twofold. We not only drive traffic to your site, but then we want it to have sticky eyeballs, right? We want your eyeballs to stick on that site right where you landed. It's perfect. It's exactly what your search was. And it is giving you the information that you were seeking. And then the visitor to that site will do what you want them to do, right? Or what we want them to do. Sign up for your newsletter, call you on the phone, contact you on whatever way it is that you want to be contacted, or buy something. If it's an e-commerce site, you want them to buy something. So that's part of our job too. Not just driving traffic to your site. Most SEO people, that's what they do. They set your website up and that's it. We actually give you content, right? We write content for you. We make sure we'll do content marketing for you. We'll write it all for you. We'll write your blogs. Then you can utilize those in social media and other platforms to continue the growth on your ranking. And with the blog articles, one of those is so cool because you can utilize even more keywords and aspects of your industry in those. And we guest post and we syndicate them. So you're getting other channels that are outside of Google. So you're not stuck in the Google trap, right? And I have customers that call me still in a panic and they're like, oh my God, I slipped 2 positions on that search. And I'm like, okay, just wait a couple days. We'll do it again. Let's see what's going on. And whoop, they're right back up again because we keep up with their content, right? Google loves fresh content. Google's still the biggest bang in the industry. They're still the largest search engine that's used. So you want them to look at you favorably. You want them to think you're the expert in your industry. And we do that by good content rich marketing and making sure that the keywords match who you say you are and that you don't look different from who you say you are, because Google picks up on that. That's why they rewrite their algorithms. They're looking at their customers, right? They want to make their customers happy. I'm searching on Google. I want this information.
Yep.
They write their algorithms around my searches, right? So Google's not trying to outsmart you or damage you or not list you. They want to list you. They want to get, if you're the expert in your industry, all the people that are looking for you, they want to put you in front of their eyeballs because that's what their clients want.
Makes
And
sense.
that's what our job is.
So Cheryl, I still see this from time to time. I think it's called keyword stuffing, where I'll come across a website, use me as example. Kevin is a plumber in Drake and Mass. As a plumber in Drake and Mass, Kevin, they have plumber in Drake and Mass on like every sentence to the
Yeah.
point you can't even read the website. It doesn't make any sense. You can't do that anymore.
No. And you used to be able to also put it in the background and you could just put
I've seen that.
plumber, plumbing, plumber, plumbing,
Yeah.
plumber, plumbing, right? And just stack it in the back. You can't do that anymore either. Google doesn't like that. They'll flag your site. They'll delist you. That's bad, right? If you've been delisted, it's hard. Then it's a hard job to get back. So you don't want to ever give them an excuse to delist you. And that's one of the things. We call that black hat, right? Black hat, white hat, like the old cowboys and Indians, right? And so you want to be a good cowboy, you wear a white hat, and you want to be a bad cowboy, you wear a black hat, right? So same thing in our industry. And you want to do all the things that Google and other search engines, all the other search engines will follow Google's path. You want to do what makes them happy, right? We work with Google. We don't work against Google. We don't fight with them. We want them to recognize our clients as the experts. So we work with their guidelines and their tools. And if they say, no, you can't do that anymore, we don't do that. We go through all of our clients' sites that work with us on a monthly basis. We go through them all the time, sometimes 2-3 times a year, to make sure that we're not breaking any Google rules.
Well, I mean, that is super important, like you said, because unfortunately the rules do change. So you can't really just have a static website because like you said, you may all of a sudden fall into listings because things have changed, right?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And your competition may be outpacing you with the amount of new content that they're developing and putting on the site. One of the reasons why we use content marketing, because like I said, you can expand and get a lot of different channels coming back to your website. We use backlinking, we use syndications, we use guest posting because of those reasons. Those people are already experts in Google's eyes. So when they guest post on you, that automatically elevates you in Google's eyes and makes you an expert too. So there are backlinks that are highly rated, backlinks that are lower rated. All backlinks are good, right? If they're coming from a decent source, they're all good. But there are ones that are better. Like if you can get a resource like you from the university, that's big time. You get an education institute to backlink to you or to guest post on something that you've done.
Yep, makes a big difference. So Sheryl, how can people reach out to you? How can they learn more?
Oh, you can contact us with our phone number. We actually answer the phone. I usually answer the phone. 603-881-8047 or on our website, webactiongroup.com.
So people can reach out to you if they just want to have a discussion. Hey, this is my business. This is, what I'm thinking about SEO, and kind of see if it makes sense for both of you.
Absolutely. Yes. We do the first hour and a half consultation with our client to see if we're a good fit and if what we offer is really going to help them. I don't want you to invest your money in your website if we're not going to help you, right? We want to make sure you're going to be helped. I've helped tons of people. Obviously, I'm here, right, doing my job. But there are some clients that for whatever reason, we don't kind of mesh quite right. And I will refer them to someone who I trust in our industry and say, you know what, they really do this industry really good. Well, you should talk to them. We have clients that range from literally auto mechanics to dog walkers, zookeepers, and anything in between. So we haven't really run into many people that we can't help. Usually it's budget wise that we can't help them. But we figure out a way, right? Okay, we might not be able to do all of this right now, but let's talk about what your goals are and when your time frame is.
Yep.
If we can spread out the payments and give you a monthly payment instead of you coming up with $10,000 right now in front, right? And we give monthly payments. Um, One of the things that makes us unique is we also don't work with your competitors. If you work with us, we don't work with anybody else who would compete with you. And we talk to our clients and we answer the phone and we expect you to call us with questions, right? We have clients that called us up. One person didn't call us and we were like, oh, and we saved him, thank goodness. Someone was trying to take his domain name and he almost signed it over to them,
Wow.
not realizing that he was signing over his domain name.
Oof.
So yeah, we encourage our clients, call us.
Yep.
We will get you, we'll help you slay the dragons and stay away from the cliffs.
Awesome. So let's grab your contact information one more time, Sheryl.
Okay, 603-881-8047, webactiongroup.com.
Sheryl, I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to call on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you very much, Kevin. I really enjoy it. I hope we can do this again sometime.
Yes, we will.